live on YouTube. This is Ganito lang yan with Comics Man, and we're gonna be setting up Facebook Live as well. Ay! Ooh, okay. Still, let's stream. Set up lang natin yung Facebook din. Teka, set up ko rin ng monitor. Inuuna ko na yung YouTube kasi mas astig yung mga tao sa YouTube eh. Wait lang ha. I think my kind of content is more YouTube friendly in terms of the algorithms. Facebook kasi is also good, pero okay ang live streams sa Facebook. But of course, ano rin yan? Oh, wait. Let me just concentrate on this first, okay? Okay, so we are now live here. Okay, mute natin. Okay, wala pang nanonood. Hanapin natin itong isa. Let me just set up my shit para madali na. So today is October 27. 27. News. Comedy podcast. Serial podcast. Okay. Okay, let's go. Set up. Let's set it up. All right, we are now live on the Powerful Comics Man podcast Facebook page. I should announce this these streams. Kasi may mga regular na nanonood eh. But okay lang kahit wala. I just want to talk. Oy, what's up? Joffel, kumusta? Long time. Teka. Still setting up, man. wait lang. Okay. Higup muna ng kape. We're gonna be doing Facebook feed commentaries and reviews kung anong lumabas dito sa news feed ko. I created a Facebook account especially for this na walang friends para walang ibang lalabas na mga feed from personal people. So, yun. Let's go! What's up, motherfucker? Oh, teka. Ulitin natin. mukhang palpak yung ano natin ah. Wait. Default speakers. Okay, ulitin natin. reply. Okay. Let's do it again. Take 2. What's up, motherfucker? Welcome to the Powerful Comics Man podcast. This is Ganito Lang Yan with Comics Man. This is gonna be another news feed, Facebook news feed review dahil tamad akong mag-isip ng mga topics. Sometimes I can't decide. May mga gusto kong topics na pag-usapan, but then again, magkakapatong-patong siya, and I tend to overthink things. That's why kumbaga mas spontaneous, parang mas okay ako pag mas spontaneous eh. And also this allows me to catch up on the trending topics of the day. Okay, so I do this as frequently as I can. This is the third live stream ng Ganito Lang Yan. Follow. I should be announcing, no? Kasi puro hindi ako nag-a-announce, puro gulatan tong mga ginagawa kong pag live stream na to. I should be announcing. But you can check out the other videos I created, and yun, follow. Teka, meron akong yan. Follow, subscribe. You know the drill. Hit that bell, comment. You can comment your thoughts, and also if you want to share a specific topic na gusto nyong pag-usapan, for some reason you want to know what I think about those things, you may do so. Okay, I will gladly check it out and give my 2 cents. So, what's up sa mga nanonood on YouTube and Facebook? Okay, mag-umpisa na tayo. Ganito lang yan with Comics Man. Teka, punta tayo dito sa newsfeed ko. Okay, so I don't really know what's gonna pop up. So, let's just see. Okay, ito, nakita ko tong, let's start. I saw this Facebook ad about registration, which is good. I appreciate this. See registration info. Let's see. So, Facebook is encouraging people to register to vote for the upcoming 2022 elections here in the Philippines, national elections. Magpapalit na naman tayo ng presidente. Okay, kaso parang hindi gumagana ang link. Ulit. Okay, so if you haven't registered, please do so. I encourage you to participate in our democracy, in this democratic process of choosing our next leader, for better or for worse. While we still can, alam mo yun, you don't know, this might be the last time you are able to cast a vote like this, kasi you'll never know what the future brings. Malay mo biglang mag World War 3, patay tayong lahat, di ba? Ayan tuloy, nasa mid tuloy ako, and it's alam mo yun, a lot of people have parang hindi nila ba tayo gumana itong link naman nila, pambihira naman itong si Mark Zuckerberg talaga eh. Ayaw gumana ng link nila. Ayun ano yan? Bad trip to Anyway, so kahit na hindi gumagana yung link, register, because you'll never know. It is one of the great achievements of humanity, of humans, to create a process of governing ourselves through ourselves. Of course, that is ideologically speaking, that is the kumbaga idealist view of things, na parang in a almost utopian setting. Whether we can achieve it or not to its full potential, Um, at least we have it officially in our constitution as a people here in the Philippines. So let us uh, let us take take advantage of this privilege while we can, because a lot of people, most people in human history did not have this ability to choose their leaders. Even up to now, even up to now, madaming mga tao sa buong mundo ang walang kakayahan. They are under authoritarian dictatorships and alam mo yun, regimes that are just brutal, and they brutally suppress the rights of the people all throughout history. And we are fortunate as Filipinos to be born in a society that allows us to do this. So please participate. Okay? Kahit nakokornihan ka, isang beses lang naman yan. Kumbaga, total, hindi rin naman tayo nakakalabas. This is a great excuse for us to move around at least. Okay? So, get out there, register, and vote on May 2022. Kahit sinong manok nyo, wala nang pakialam. Bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Basta bumoto kayo. Okay, let's move on. Breaking CBR, comic book resources. Oh, meron palang Lightyear movie, Chris Evans. Buzz Lightyear. Mukhang to interesting. Let's see. Let's see what's in this. I haven't seen the trailer. Wag na nating panoorin kasi makaka-copyright lang tayo. Nakabwisit yung copyright bullshit ng YouTube na yan eh. So, I'm gonna watch this later and tell you if it's worth it, kung if it's worth telling. Oy, what's up? Filipino Young Gang and Neil Rebel. What's up? Mamaya you can post questions or send in topics that we can discuss if you feel like it. I'll look it up later pag wala na akong pag wala na akong makitang maganda. Okay, so Buzz Lightyear story, a spin-off from, of course, Toy Story. One of the best, if not the best, definitely top 5 just for the historical significance of it being the first full feature film na animated in 3D. At least in my knowledge, I think yun nga. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. So, but it was monumental when it first came in the mid 90s. I think I was in grade 5, grade 6, or maybe a little older. I don't know. I don't remember. And it was mind blowing when I first saw Toy Story 1. And these movies are Pixar's best. Okay? Pre-Disney era ng Pixar. If you haven't watched the Toy Story movies 1, 2, 3, then I don't know. We can't be friends. Okay? You have to watch it. If you're a little younger, ano yun, sometimes kasi kung may mga bata talaga hindi nila napanood, pero you have to watch those. They age pretty as good as anything can age, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so we'll watch out for that. Hopefully the Disney alam mo yun, formula would be alam mo yun, hindi masyadong maka-apekto sa Toy Story, but you know how things are in Disney, the way they write their stories. They try to alam mo yun, appease certain ideologies, and I don't know, they still make entertaining movies. I'm not complaining that they're making the movies, but I think they can do better. Okay? Let's move on the next story. Ano to? Ganito design. Ito, napaka-importante na patalastas. Chris Aquino engaged to politicians and so engaged na si Chris. Wala akong pakialam, 'di ba? Bahala sa buhay niya. Alam mo, if there's one thing pala that I liked in the Duterte administration, nawala yung Chris updates, 'di ba? Nawala yung Chris updates. Biglang kasi kumbaga parang Chris Aquino tumae, 'di ba? Parang kulang na lang i-report nila yung mga ganun eh. Chris Aquino. Basta wala akong maisip na. Anyway, so congratulations to Mel and Chris. I don't give a shit. Okay. Ito, stig to ha. Ano to? Okay, panoorin natin to. Teka. Whoa, what kind of snake is this? Ang laki ng bunganga na Ulitin natin. Grabe Cobra, pero iba yung pagka-cobra niya. Di ba? Pag nakita ng tunay na cobra, tataka na tol, bakit ganyan ang pagka-cobra mo? Di ba? Iba Iba yung niya. Tapos biglang nagsisisure siya. Nangyayari sa kanya. Help, this hissing cobra is in my house. Is it dying? Oh, not a cobra. In fact, it's not even a venomous snake. Just a native Eastern hognose putting on theatrical performance of its life. Oh, so nagpapatay-patayan siya. Stig naman. Pero ang creepy Actually, magandang character design to. Anong pangalan? Magandang inspiration for a character design. This is not a familiar snake creature design for a character or for a monster. Maganda to. Ang pangalan niya is ano siya? Nakalagay dito. Hognose. It's a hognose snake. Teka, mag-Google pa tayo. Let's look up hognose snake. Image. Hognose. Woo, ganyan ang tsura niya Stig. Ano yan? Meron siyang pagganon. Oo nga parang baboy nga. Parang baboy nga yung niya, kaya hognose. Stig. Tapos meron siyang yung neck niya, yung lumalabas yung I don't know if you can call it a frill, pero it does whatever you call this. Okay? Nagfe-flex siya, sir. Okay, lipat na tayo. The Hill. Spanx founder gives employees plane tickets. I don't give a shit. Okay, ito. Comelec spokesperson. Oh, okay. So this is about Leni's comments on vote buying. Okay, so let's talk about that. I think tama naman yung sinabi ni Leni Kumbaga it's a bad thing, but it's just something that politicians and the ano bang tawag doon? Yung mga voters, may technical terms sa mga voters have accepted from the longest time. Kasi ako bata pa lang ako, I would tell the story. Sa probinsya namin, pag election time, whether barangay yan, whether municipal, local government, national elections, yung mga local politicians, talaga, ang tawag sa amin dyan is, ano bang tawag dyan? Gapang. Naggagapangan. So, meron akong mga friends na kaka 18 lang, first time voters. I was in high school back then, so hindi pa ako botante. Tapos, excited yung mga tropa ko na first time voters. Tumatambay sila sa labas, hoping that somebody would approach them to give them money para alam mo 'yun, para magkaroon sila ng para mabigyan, para magapang, maggaga for them to sell their votes. And it's kumbaga hindi ko alam kung may wala naman akong na witness na actual transaction, but I don't know why I think every politician in the Philippines knows this. It's a part of, I suppose, it's a bad part, definitely a bad part of the culture. It's not supposed to be like that. Voting is supposed to be a personal conviction for the voter, and not kumbaga it should never be sold to anyone at any price. And I think um I don't know, I would chalk this up on on voters not realizing the gravity of their right to vote. Kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun. I don't think, probably it's more like that kasi kung naiintindihan nila kung ano yung pagboto. Siguro it's our voters, um what's the word that I'm looking for? Yung kaalaman nila, nawawala yung, there's a word that I'm looking for. Literacy. Literacy. Voting literacy. Kumbaga, understanding what the vote means, and what the implications of selling their vote would be. Kung anong magiging epekto nun sa komunidad nila in the long run. And yun, it's an unfortunate thing that happens, but alam mo yun, you can just I suppose this is one thing that they can attack Leni on, kasi the woman is practically parang walang corruption na pwedeng ibato sa kanya, 'di ba? So anything as feeble as this would be used to weaponize, and yun, that's why they're making a mountain out of this molehill, which is wala naman siyang sinabing masama totally. She just acknowledges the existence of that bad culture, and kumbaga yun yung lahat naman sila yun ang sinasabi na parang sige, tanggapin mo yung suhol, pero iboto mo kung sino yung gusto mo. I would say the same thing, 'di ba? Kasi di naman nila malalaman kung binoto mo talaga eh. Anyway, that's it for that. Let's check out sweetest birthday surprise for Janine Gutierrez. I don't give a shit. TikTok. Uy, ang galing. Ano yan? Caker. I have huge respect for cakers. Kasi we have a cake business, and my wife is one of the best cake artists ever. Check out Miucha Lux Cakes. Teka, mag-plug tayo ng ating Miucha Lux Cakes. Nasaan yun? Instagram. At hello.miucha on Instagram. Miucha. Okay, this is actually sponsored ng podcast yan. I mentioned it all the time. So we do pop-ups. We're gonna be doing pop-ups. Tignan naman yung mga creations, diba? This is one of the latest orders ng cakes ng Miucha. It's ano ba? Wood and mushroom, parang wood stump, forest stump. And super galing talaga. And of course, we have Or bestsellers, cookies. Meron kaming banana bread. Nako, yung banana bread, hindi ako fan yan until I tasted my wife's version. Ito, sobrang sarap nito, Bunny Hugger. Carrot cake yan. Uh, Yun, hello.miucha. That's at HELLO.MIUCCIA on Instagram and Facebook. Dapat gawin ko ng website pala tong Miucha soon. Okay. Enrique Serion, dyan ka pa ba? Okay, let's see. Let's check out the next one. Stan Lee's best cameos were in the MCU. Tingnan nga natin to. What's this? Mallrats features. Okay. Big Bang Theory. Okay, basically Stan Lee cameos. We miss Stan Lee. Stan the man. Okay. Latest in store. I don't give a shit. Rappler. From Diwata to Darna. Real quick. Sino to? Si Cinderella. Okay, so some model ba to? Or pageant contestant? Nag-costume siya ng Darna. Yun na yun. Oh, galing naman ito. To those who are just listening on the podcast, yung audio, there's this guy. He looks like he's a black person. I don't know kung nasa Africa siya or nasa Caribbean or mukhang Caribbean. Mukhang wala siya sa US kasi may saging eh. Gumawa siya ng makeshift na tawag dito backhoe. Galing. Pero mas madali pa kung palahin niya na lang eh, 'di ba? Ito yung batang hindi pinagpala. Kasi may backhoe siya. Pinagpala, gets niyo? Corning Corning Tito joke 'yun. Okay. Rappler, Japan's Princess Meiko leaves royal family. Okay, so good for her. So the Japanese princess married somebody out of royalty as I understand it. Just speaking plainly. So she's officially not royalty anymore. Kumbaga yun ang ultimate na na love story. 'Di ba? I-heart natin 'to. Heart. Yan. 'Di ba? Yan ang tunay na pag-ibig. 'Di ba? Prinsesa ka na, kumbaga itinakwil mo ang pagiging prinsesa para sa isang taong minamahal mo. Tingnan natin sino ang pangalan ng kanyang jowa ay si Kei Kumoro. Tingnan natin kung pogi, 'di ba? Pogi ba? Aba, pogi naman pala. Pogi, okay. Hindi ko alam kung katakwil-takwil ng pagiging royalty pogi. Pero hindi siya pangit, okay? 'Di ba? Pwede na. Pag naka-side view, mas pogi. Tingnan natin. Eto. Siya to. Ayos. Tingin ko kung nasa kung nasa Korea to, artista na to eh. So congratulations. And that's great news. Love. Yan yung isang yan ang isang example ng love wins. 'Di ba? Pag-ibig. Di pa tayo? Night Owl. Ana Lamentino, wag na yan. Viral hug, I don't give a shit. GMA News. Oh. Rachel Peters, hindi ko. So may nagkaroon ng anak ang dalawang artista. Wala akong pakialam. IGN, not interesting. Let's see. Eto, Dave Chappelle. Pag-usapan natin. the powerful Dave Chappelle, and how the woke weirdos were pretending to cancel that they have canceled Dave Chappelle, di ba? The woke weirdos pretends they have canceled Dave Chappelle. Nabubulol ako eh. Anyway, so this is another story na hindi familiar dito sa Philippines. Dave Chappelle, to those not familiar, is basically the Michael Jordan of American stand-up comedy. Okay? So was uh, he was very popular in the early 2000s. Doon siya naging super sikat. The Chappelle Show, and yung mga clips niya, some of them are still on YouTube, and they have reached legendary status. Yung mga skits niya na alam mo yun, yung mga tao nun, I'm Rick James, bitch, yung mga ganun. Tapos basta ang dami niya, Rick James. Tapos meron siyang isang skit na about ang premise ng skit na yon is he is a white supremacist pero bulag siya. He's a black white supremacist, and he is the leader of the cult ng mga white supremacists sa US. So racially charged yung mga comedy niya. And this is from a very different time. Teka, anong pangalan nun? Hanapin natin sa YouTube. Dave Chappelle. Nalimutan ko yung pangalan nung Dave Chappelle. White supremacist. Si Clayton Bigsby. This is one of the classics na comedy skits of the best classic comedy skits of all time. So, meron nang ngayon meron nang warning. For viewers sensitive to issues of race, be advised that the following piece contains a gratuitous use of the N-word. Anyway, so the premise of this skit is this character is making a documentary about a cult leader of a white supremacist group. Tapos he was alam mo yun, parang surprise of a lifetime na to discover that the leader of that white supremacist group is a character played by Dave Chappelle, who is a blind black man. Ang hindi niya alam na black pala siya. pero napaka-racist niya against black people. It's, alam mo yun, it's ayan. And this was from a different time. So this is just one of the things that created the legend of Dave Chappelle. Of course, his stand-up specials, yung iba parang, kasi iba talagang humor ng US eh. Kasi a lot of his jokes are targeted. A lot of them are racially themed, and hindi, I would say na hindi ganon ka familiar yung mga most Filipinos on the things that he say on his jokes, but but over there he is again the Michael Jordan of stand-up comedy. So about a couple of weeks ago, Dave Chappelle released a stand-up special on Netflix. You can check it out. It is called The Closer. Tapos actually yung The Closer na stand-up niya is you can almost consider it as a follow-up to Stick and Stones, his previous special a couple of years ago, where the woke the woke weirdos tried to cancel him. But back then, they were not able to get Dave Chappelle. But now, teka, punta tayo dun sa The Closer, sa Rotten Tomatoes. The Closer, Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. So this is how how kumbaga how fake these critics are in the US, 'di ba? Kaya hindi ako naniniwala sa Rotten Tomatoes. I don't use this at all, 'di ba? Pero here you can use it kasi you can check out the tomato meter. This is the critic score, 'di ba? Mga critics 'yan na from the movie industry, from journalists, and most of them are part of the woke mob. Okay, mga woke yung mga yan. And they hate Dave Chappelle kasi hindi nila ma-cancel eh. Dave Chappelle is kumbaga he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit, and his fans don't give a shit as well. And he is not bowing down to their whims because that is the biggest mistake that other celebrities do. Kumbaga that's why ginawa nila silang gumawa nitong cancel culture na to eh. Kasi they are so afraid of actually just a minuscule part of the entire population tweeting mean things about them, and the corporations, kumbaga billion-dollar corporations bow to them, to these lunatics. You know what? I don't. They are they're it's what they're saying is that Dave Chappelle's special was transphobic. Okay? Yun ang sinasabi niya. But then again, if you watch the special, if you are a logical person, hindi mo sasabing transphobic yun. Hindi mo sasabing transphobic yun. Unless you have a very radical view and you are convinced by, I don't know, by BuzzFeed, by CNN, by I don't know kung sino mang pundit na pina-follow mo sa Twitter, that the things that he said were transphobic, 'di ba? The most controversial thing that Dave says in his specials is this: gender is real. Diba? Yun. They can't stand that because they want, I mean, I understand they try to make it a fight between the trans community and Dave, when in reality I doubt that, alam mo yun, I would bet most transgender people, those that are not activists, who are part of the woke mob, wouldn't have, will just, I mean, maybe they won't find it funny, pero they're not gonna go up in arms. They're just gonna, okay. Yung iba, most of them, I think, will laugh. Diba? I bet. But then again, the media will convince you that every transgender person in the planet is up in arms against Dave Chappelle, which is not true at all. And if you want to don't take my word for it. You know what? Maybe if you watch the Closer, the special, you will disagree to me. So I invite you, if you haven't watched it yet, to watch the special. If you're gonna find it offensive, if you're gonna find it as the activists are claiming, that Dave is invoking violence against the trans community, which is absurd. It's absurd. I mean, this is saying that that a person's words is not what this particular group of people say it means. That's not an attack. Okay? Parang do not be fooled by the media, by kung sino mang pundit, that this is na alam mo yun, na that every trans person is against the special or everything or the ideas that Dave was saying. There are trans, alam mo yun, I get that there are people who believe that gender is malleable, that gender is yung iba, yung mga iba na talaga parang na walang that there's no such thing as gender. It is a social construct. You know what? Fine, 'di ba? I don't care if you believe that. 'Di ba? I don't believe that. I think gender is real. I think gender is tangible, 'di ba? Pwede mo makikita mo 'yan. It takes one look to know, 'di ba? Yung mga outliers like kumbaga, of course there's this thing called what's it called? Nalimutan ko. Hindi asexual. Nalimutan ko yung tawag, pero basically dalawa yung genitals nila. Nalimutan ko yung tawag right now. It escapes me. But those people are kumbaga konti lang in the population. Kumbaga parang you can't claim that negates the two main genders na male and female, 'di ba? It's like saying everybody, lahat ng tao ay alam mo 'yun, unano. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? Just because merong mga small people o mga midgets or dwarfs, may dwarfism, 'di ba? That doesn't mean that all people are dwarves. It's the same concept. Okay? It's different but it's the same concept. Yun. But Dave Chappelle is not backing down. He said meron pa siyang conditions kasi what happened was after Dave Chappelle released the special, there were activists in Netflix employees who walked out and protested na parang natanggalin yung special ni Dave Chappelle sa platform. And also, well, they got a little bit, parang nag-usap sila ng management, parang lalagyan daw ata ng mga disclaimers, something ganun. I don't have all of the details about that, on how they resolved that issue. Tapos meron pang nag-counter protester. Isang YouTuber yan na pinapanood ko, si Vito. Si Vito, teka na. Nag-counter protest siya supporting Dave in front of the Netflix employees. Vito, ano siya, pop culture commentator siya sa YouTube. Okay? And he's nakilala ko siya because dun sa mga reviews niya about the Star Wars second trilogy. And then yung last trilogy pala. Nakakatawa yung mga videos niya about that. You can check out these videos. Basta nakakatawa siya. What he did was he protested. He brought a sign doon sa gitna ng protesters sa labas ng Netflix. And yan, he was attacked. He was attacked. Yan, sinira yung sign niya. And then his friend, actually hindi siya yung napuruhan eh. Yung napuruhan yung friend niya. Tinulak yung friend niya to a concrete ball. Yan yung friend niya. Somebody pushed him and his head hit that concrete ball. Decoration, 'di ba? And but that's an aside, 'di ba? Dave is not backing down. He said he's willing to speak to the supposed trans community, which is in reality just a few activists, 'di ba? And kumbaga, he's gonna meet them, but it's gonna be on his terms, 'di ba? Ano yun, let's face it, the people who wanted to summon Dave Chappelle expect Dave to just sit there and take everything that they're gonna say to them, 'di ba? Well, this is rare in Hollywood. It is not rare here in the Philippines yet. Okay, and let's keep it that way. I would say. Alam mo yun, social justice is a good thing. We need it. It's not about being against social justice. There's a lot of things that we can use some social justicing in the world, not just here, not just in the US. But if you go too far, it's okay to be woke, just don't be a woke weirdo. 'Di ba? Just don't be a woke weirdo. Magkaiba 'yun. If you go too far, if you go out of bounds, and if you just listen to whoever is talking, because these woke weirdos, what makes them weirdos is because they try to outwoke themselves. 'Di ba? Parang they're gonna start about parang let's say sa racism nila, may mga against police brutality, 'di ba? Which is bad. Of course, everybody will agree police brutality is bad. I'm with you if you're gonna fight against police brutality. But if you're gonna go eventually that you're gonna say that lahat ng police officers are evil people, 'di ba? Parang there are evil people, there are evil police officers, but there are some good ones too. So there's already nuance in that. You can't say it's like some men naman, parang there are abusive men, and these abusive men are kumbaga needs to be punished, needs to be told off. But if you're gonna say that all men are abusive, that's not true either. Diba? Yun ang mangyayari. So, and then, they're gonna outwoke each other even more. They're gonna say na parang, kasi they're gonna convince you first that okay, you're gonna start that police brutality is evil. Okay, so everybody agrees. And then they're gonna say that all police officers are evil. Kahit hindi. And they're gonna be forced to agree on that premise, 'di ba? So if enough people already agrees on that, they're gonna push on the next level that we don't need police. Kumbaga parang defund police, 'di ba? Defund the police, yun yung sinasabi nila sa US, which is crazy, 'di ba? 'Di ba? 'Di ba? And sinong mahihirapan pag walang police? Eh di syempre yung mga mahihirap. 'Di ba? Imaginein mo dun sa mga squatter, walang police doon. 'Di ba? Okay lang dun sa dun sa mga sa Ayala, Alabang siguro, sa Forbes, kasi meron silang private security doon. Sige, okay lang sa kanila, walang police, 'di ba? Pero those who cannot afford private security, it's gonna be a problem to them. And the people who advocate for ridiculous bullshit like that are just so out of touch. So, yun. That's balik tayo kay Dave Chappelle, nawala ako. So Dave Chappelle is not allowing. He is putting a stop on that kind of talk and of that kind of culture na that prevails amongst Hollywood celebrities, and I hope he sets a standard, an example that they can follow. Well, not every celebrity is as big as Dave Chappelle. He definitely has fuck you money for him to just ano yun, he can quit anytime, doesn't need to do another special, and he's basically set for life. So it's he is in the position to stick his middle finger back to the woke mob, and unfortunately not everyone is as lucky as him, pero I think most of them are, diba? If you are the likes of I don't know, any of the Marvel stars, I think it's just a matter of pandering. But so that's what I'm hoping, that they kumbaga, they learn from Dave that they don't need to be ruled by the woke mob, diba? And bring back reason to Hollywood, because alam mo yun, I still watch Hollywood movies, but when they alam mo yun, when they, what's the word again, when they virtue signal, 'di ba? Hypocrisy, 'di ba? They talk about racism, they talk about inclusivity, and then alam mo yun, they gonna go pander to China. And there's this ano hindi ko na google. There's this I think in June, yung bagong June movie, the poster for that film in the US, nandun lahat yung characters. Teka, Google na rin natin nonetheless. June movie poster, China. Wait. June movie poster, China. Okay, so yung June movie poster, wait. Basically, they removed the black character on the Chinese version of the poster, 'di ba? Kasi they just pander. They don't believe on the things that they're saying. This black character, tong babae. I haven't watched the movie yet. So this character is now missing on the Chinese version. Teka, let's see kung mas malaki. Control. Okay, so dito wala na siya dito sa kabila. 'Di ba? And because the Chinese are racists, 'di ba? Ayaw nila 'yan for whatever. Of course, that's horrible, 'di ba? Parang nang ina nila, 'di ba? But the thing is, they bend the knee to the racists, 'di ba? While preaching inclusivity. So what's that? That's hypocrisy, 'di ba? And that's just a small example. Ang dami pang mga examples na ganyan. Parang Disney would alam mo yun, malakas na virtue signaler ng Disney, the NBA, 'di ba? And then they're gonna thank the people that holds literal concentration camps in China. Give me a break. 'Di ba? Hypocrites. That's why wala akong dun sa mga award shows nila it's parang I can't stand it. Anyway, so Dave Chappelle, the powerful Dave Chappelle, well, they're actually getting a little bit of him kasi may mga nagka-cancel sa kanya na mga shows, pero he's fighting back. What he's gonna do is he's gonna show kasi meron daw siyang mga mga documentaries that before the scandal, the scandal, quote unquote scandal, came up, um, movie festivals were inviting him to show that documentary. And now after it broke out, parang they canceled Dave Chappelle. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna show it on the stadiums during his live shows. I'm sure there will be other, kasi Dave Chappelle yan eh. Ang laking pera niyan. Other outlets would be willing to take it. So, alam mo yun, that's ano eh. Yun ang hindi naiisip nitong mga siraulong ano na to eh. They think they're the only players in town. They kumbaga, it will backfire on them heavily. What if the right wing media takes him instead? 'Di ba? That's a worse nightmare for them. 'Di ba? What if, I don't know, Fox News or I don't know, Ben Shapiro, 'di ba? Biglang siya yung mag-fund sa mga taong katulad ni Dave Chappelle sa mga kina-cancel nila. Anyway, we'll see what happens, but great for Dave Chappelle for fighting free speech, which is, I've said over and over again, the only uh, ideology that I uphold here on the podcast. Yun, that's my Dave Chappelle rant. Ang haba. There's more to it. Um, uh, I'm not, kumbaga, I'm not afraid talking about these things as other people may be, because you know what, cancel culture lives off cowardice culture. Kumbaga, kung duwag ka, you're gonna kumbaga invite these people, you're gonna give them more power. So we should not be scared, especially if you know that you are telling the truth. And with that, let's move on. Okay. Vigilante justice. Grabe sa kanila dito, mga convenience store robberies. Huh. What else? MMA news. Wala ba tayong MMA news? Eto, there's this not so interesting. Eternals. Eternals is bombing daw, sabi. But I don't know. I was dying to brag. Saluted. What else? Oh, anong nangyari kay Vico? Oh, may commencement speech si Vico. Okay. What else? Wala na yata. Dave. Eto, si Alec Baldwin. Okay, corporate media. Okay. Si Filipino Yanggang. Filipino Yanggang. Enrique Serio. Teka, eto, maybe we can talk about Alec Baldwin. So new details came out on the Alec Baldwin incident. So to those not familiar, Alec Baldwin accidentally killed his cinematographer dun sa movie niya that he also produces, and he was handed a prop gun, pero yung prop gun na yon is a real gun pala. Real gun siya. It's a real gun, and before akala ko mga blank yung bala dun sa prop gun. Apparently it's not. It had a live bullet, a real bullet in a real gun in the set. And tragically, while he was rehearsing the scene, I don't know kung ano yung, siguro nasa likod ng camera kasi dapat yata nakatapat sa ano eh, nakatapat yung parang close-up shot yata siya na babaril siya sa camera. And when he fired, the live ammo hit the cinematographer, this lady, and sa likod niya nandun yung director, tinamaan din. So isang bala tumagos dun sa katawan, and it's probably a very gruesome thing that happened. And ang dami daw mga red flags, like he hired people that have very, kumbaga ilang mga na-fired na beforehand for messing up their jobs in other productions. And I don't know, but then again, I can't help but think na dapat tingnan mo rin yun eh. Parang in the reports that I heard, parang Alec Baldwin is supposed to be a trained shooter. I don't know if that's how accurate is that, pero it's not his first time handling a gun. And when you handle guns, you are parang given instructions, very specific instructions that you should follow all the time. Like, do not point the gun, or if you're not gonna shoot, mga ganon. I'm not a gun expert, so I'm not gonna add more on those protocols. But at the end of the day, he was the one who pulled the trigger. And can you just imagine? Definitely the armor master, the person who apparently was parang di ko alam kung ano siya, parang ilang beses nang na fire from other productions because of mishandling things. Definitely malamang makulong yun kasi it's severe negligence on the part. And Alec Baldwin, as the producer, why did he hire people with ano yun, shady experiences para makatipid, para mga ganun? And I think there are other concerns sa how he's treating the crew. I don't know. Of course, there are also reports that Alec Baldwin is a really parang kupal daw talaga yan, sabi ng iba, to work with. I don't know. I don't know the guy, but it's a tragedy, and I just hope people learn from this, diba? As much as Hollywood had been corrupt, and kumbaga ang daming, I acknowledge this, okay? Ang daming mga kalokohan. There's a lot of things that you can be disgusted about Hollywood and their culture. The hypocrisy, kasi the hypocrisy, these are the same people that allowed figures like Harvey Weinstein thrive. Alam mo yun, raping actresses and other, well, women, diba? They allowed them. It was an open secret for decades. They did not do anything about it. And then they're gonna cry, alam mo yun, feminism, and it's just, alam mo yun, I don't mind the feminism calls, but coming from them, it's just, nah, not from you guys. You're not the ones who has the authority to talk about these things to me. Okay? If you're gonna preach that while I'm watching a movie, fuck you. Yun ang sasabihin ko sa kanila. But of course, the calls, those are legit. Kailangan natin gawin yung equality for all. But coming from them, again, yun lang ang issue ko. Just to make things clear. Oh, nangyari. Sino ba to? Blade. Kala ko si Kobe. Kala ko si Kobe. Ah, meron pa ba? Thanos Infinite. Wag na yan, wag na yan. Oh, ito, sa Fedor. Fedor is back. Meron siyang malupit na highlight knockout from Bellator. It's nostalgic every time you see an absolute legend come out with their vintage selves. Fedor, of course, is considered for many years to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. But right now, since madami ng mga contenders na pwedeng challenge dun sa claim na yun, like Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier, those two, even Fabricio Verdum has a claim, probably even Cain Velasquez, but but in the 2000s there was only the conqueror Fedor Emelianenko. So that's MMA history for you. Chris Wallace, Label Saki. Okay, huwag na yan. What else? Robert Pattinson, the Batman. We're gonna watch for more news about that. The trailer is okay lang. Didn't excite me that much, but I'm intrigued to see this take on Fedor. On Fedor. Batman. Oh, ano to? Humpback whale? Wow, it took 4 hours to roll this huge whale back into the ocean. Sana nabuhay siya. Kasi usually pag hindi ko alam pero from what I read before and watched before, parang whales beach themselves. Meaning pupunta sila sa beach. Hindi para mag-sunbathing Kung pupunta sila sa shore kasi parang may sakit sila, may ano mo yun, mahina na sila. I don't know, maybe this whale is I don't know. Grabe, nakakaawa, no? Oh. I don't know. Bless these people who took na nagtiyaga para gawin yan. Tapos may tubig pa, no? Shit. Hirap niyan. What else? Ito, vintage UFC. Ganyan pa sa UFC dati, walang weight classes. And it was really brutal. Of course, the sport had evolved drastically since 1993. Right now, it's very refined. It's very, the rules are all set. Wala na yung, basta, fighter safety is the priority especially in the UFC and I would say all MMA promotions. So, dati ganito siya. Werewolf movies. Okay. Mag-Halloween na pala, no? Ano to? What else? Oh, nagsi-seizure pala yung anak ni Karen Davila. Grammarly. Actually, nag-install ako ng Grammarly. Ang ganda niya. Ang ganda niya. If you frequently write for whatever reason, you should check out the Grammarly plugin. It really helps. IGN Alien. Okay. Hindi ako masyadong hot sa Alien franchise for some reason. Parang hindi ko siya ganun ka-feel. Although I enjoy it, but yun lang. What else? Not the biggest fan of Alien. Yun pala. Virtually attend the Association of ASEAN. Virtual na lang. Okay din talaga tong si Diggs. What else? Marvin Vittori. Eto, if UFC news, nanalo si Marvin Vittori on you can call a grudge match between him and Paulo Costa last Sunday na dito, pero iba, Abu Dhabi time yan eh. So 8 o'clock pa lang tapos na yung laban. So mas maaga siya. And it was a great fight. Barn burner. Ang daming controversy kasi Paulo Costa, ang weight class talaga nilang dalawa officially was 185. 185 sila dapat. And Paulo Costa wanted a catchweight fight at 195. Pero ultimately kasi hindi niya raw kayang bumaba sa 185, and ultimately 205 sila naglaban. Okay. And ang ganda ng laban. Marvin Vittori is not really a very likable fighter for me, at least, pero he won me over because of this fight and how he handled the situation nung kay Paulo Costa not making weight. It's great. Okay siya. It showed character to me that's very admirable. What else? Trump. The least 5. Huwag na yan. The Girls Only Billionaire Club. Meet the wealthiest women in the Philippines. Tingnan nga natin. Wealthiest women in the Philippines. Let's see. Sino kaya ito? Ilan sila? Teresita. Tingnan muna natin kung ilan. 5 yung the individuals. So by themselves, billionaire sila. Wow. The C siblings. Si mga anak ni Henry C. Okay. So, pinaghatian nila yung naiwan ni Henry C. Sr. Of course, after he died. So, meron siyang $2.5 billion. Okay. So, mag-utol sila. 2.2 billion lang yung sa isa. Siguro mas matanda at siguro tong si Teresita kay Elizabeth. Eto, Soledad Open Cojuangco. Widow, 86. 86 na. Widow ni Danding Cojuangco. Okay. Ano niya? 1.42 billion. Estate. Okay. Betty Ang. 1.4 billion. Ano siya? Saan galing siya? Anong Nisin? Mond? Okay. So, Mond Nisin. So, mga chichirya, mga ano pa ba? Chichirya. Basta yung mga crackers ata. Mga ganun. Diba? Kalain mo. Mercedes Gotianon, 1.25 billion. Philinvest. Okay. Married couples. Okay. So, hindi na siya, Lucio ko, Susan. Okay. The siblings. T. Okay. Congratulations sa inyong kayamanan. Yun lang. Eto, check out my other videos. Hindi na muna natin pag-uusapan si Leni right now. At saka si BBM. Wala ako nakitang post about them. Manny Pacquiao, ay nako, Manny Pacquiao, mag-concede ka na. Hindi ka naman nanalo, Manny Pacquiao. Sayang. Alam mo, ang perfect, kumbaga, ako kasi, as a, as a boxer, fan ako talaga ni Manny Pacquiao. And I think, may characteristic siya na, that you would want from a president. Like his experience coming from the poorest of the poor to the richest of the richest in Philippine society. That's a very unique experience. That's a very, kumbaga nadaanan niya lahat ng scope ng social status sa Pilipinas. Diba? Nadaanan niya lahat. Well, he probably skipped yung mga middle class, 'di ba? Higher middle class kasi he shot up to the rich talaga as in rich. And yun. Kung if he was more politically savvy, far more smarter, more street smart, 'di ba? Imaginein mo I don't know, siguro, hindi ko alam kung sino pwedeng idagdag kay Manny Pacquiao. Pero kung if he was just seen as somebody a little smarter, or at least kung pinakita niya na hinandle niya yung career niya, 'di ba? Kasi even in his boxing career, he allowed people to manage it for him. He's not like Floyd Mayweather na, alam mo yun, hinawakan niya yung career niya kaya lalong naging successful si Floyd. Si Pacquiao, he did not do that. Same thing with McGregor. He did strategize para tumaas lalo yung stock niya, whether you like them or not. And it shows leadership. That's a form of leadership, parang managing yourself. While Pacquiao is undeniably a very successful boxer, parang he did not show that in sa mga galaw niya in the sport. And I think that was a missed opportunity. Or maybe he's just not that kind of person, di ba? I don't know if he has it in him. Anyway, paulit-ulit na lang yung mga news. Comic book resources. New Spider-Man No Way Home image shows. Tingnan nga natin. What else? Oh, totoo ba to? Ganda. Actually, hindi siya maganda. Mukhang tanga. Pero, I'm sure maganda yan pag pag gumagalaw. Stig. Anyway, check natin ang TikTok. Wala na dyan. Tingnan natin kung mayroong mga kababalaghan sa TikTok. TikTok, tok, tok. Ano yan? Oh, ano to? Jessica Soho. Wala. Next time ulit. That's it for now. I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna try to post announcements kung mag-live stream ako next time. But for now, paalam. Magsilayas na kayo at matulog ng matiwasay. Powerful Comics Man Podcast.